Hey everyone, Mark here from Fitness Studio Marketing Canada, and today I have one goal, which is to help you have your best year yet this upcoming 2025. And to do that, I want to give you a full strategy for the whole year next year that you can implement yourself or by using us so that you can have your best year yet. So first things first, I just want to go over what can you expect in this plan and presentation. So the first thing is that I'm going to talk about is what marketing you should focus on in a monthly basis. So I'm going to go through what to do on January, February, March, April, May, June, and so on and so forth. The next thing that I'm going to do is give you monthly promo suggestions per month. So what exactly are you going to do during those months? Next thing is what to do during slow months. So I know some people and some gym owners have really hard things to do and the things to think about during July, August, December, and whatnot. I'm also going to go through that. And not to mention that the marketing recommendations in all of this presentation is that it's actually based on the five top techniques that yields the most ROI in marketing. So that said, I'm going to help you by recommending where to direct your advertising dollars. And at the same time, help you do an assessment to determine what you actually need for your fitness studio to succeed in 2025. The first thing that you definitely need to think about is what platforms or strategies should I be using to make sure that I have good marketing in the next year. So that recommendation comes with the top five marketing strategies for the past 5 years. The first things first is obviously website, blogging, and SEO. I could go on about that or just watch one of my old videos regarding website, blogging, and SEO, and you'll see why and how we get 1,000 leads just from SEO in a year. Next one is social media. I don't have to explain anything about that. Everyone knows that social media is a great way to get more referrals and generally just get more leads. The next one, if you choose something faster and fastest ROI ever and get more leads in the fastest form you can, it would be running ads. And the next one, CRM, so that's email and SMS marketing. Not to confuse though, CRM and CMS are different, and I keep saying that in a lot of videos. CRM is basically a nurture campaign manager, so that's a customer relationship manager software which does email and SMS marketing for you. Now, the difference from that and a CMS, so a CMS is kind of like mind, body, wellness, living, is that a CMS could also send emails and SMS, but it does not have the same capability in terms of prospecting. So it's not as efficient. So CRM and CMS is different. CRM will help you convert more leads into members. And that's very important in here. In the next point here, which is buyback campaigns. So buyback campaigns are nurture campaigns where you can turn old leads and dormant leads and pretty much some cancellations back into members. Now, what I'm going to do is basically put all of this together into a plan, step by step from January all the way to December to help you make your studio more profitable next year. And how I'm doing that is I'm focusing in 2 quarters. So that's Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 for the year next year. And Q1, your focus for these months should initially be capitalizing on new members as much as you can because new year, new me equals new members. So you're generally going to be very busy and naturally very busy during this time, but so was other studios. So the best thing to do is actually do a little bit more than the other studios so that way you can get a bigger piece of the pie in your area. So now that I'm dividing through quarters, the first thing I want to go through is January. My recommendation for January is that number one, you should create fresh ads. And that could be with any promo that you want to run, trial, discount, anything really, just do ads. Just so that way you can get more reach to your local community. Number two, if you're not already doing it, you should always be planning what your next step is with SEO. SEO takes time to propagate So you must always do something to keep that maintenance up. And by January, you should already be doing SEO content for the next month. So that includes blogs, that includes content, that's including researching the keywords, whatever keywords they're going to use for the next month. That should already be done during this month. Now, utilizing your CRM, any leads that you get in January should be added into a lead nurture campaign. So all leads are going to be different when they come to you. But let's say that you are just starting to do ads and starting to get more leads. So all your new leads will definitely be going under a stage one for lead nurture. So that's when you're trying to book them into a tour or personal training information call with one goal in mind, which is to basically turn them into paying customers. And the last thing that you should do is send out a newsletter outlining all of your promos, what's happening in your gym, what's new this year, what are members going to expect. Now, just before I go to the next month here, I just want to emphasize the fact that all of this are just basically a strategy based on digital marketing. I'm only covering digital marketing and not the aspects of offline marketing, so there is a difference. But without further ado, let's go to February. So for February, what you should be doing is obviously continue your ads, whatever you're running for January, most likely around this time. The same ads still work. So all you have to do is really optimize those ads to see if they're still working and your cost per lead is not too expensive. That's where we come in and basically optimize those. Or essentially, if you can do that yourself, optimize them the best way you can. But a good rule of thumb around Q1 would be if your leads are less than $20 each, that should be okay. Now, the next thing here is that you see in here is SEO content for March. So, again, like I said, the last month, you need to be planning your next step already. So, at the same time, your lead nurture stage should still be going. So, you're still nurturing leads. I know some CRM or some other companies all they do is do a setup follow up for about 2 weeks and leave the lead hanging as dormant. I don't believe in that. We're Canadians. So when I say we're Canadians, we're basically tied into contracts with other gyms for over a year. So sometimes it takes about a year to finally convert somebody. You just have to really send out those newsletters, those lead nurture campaigns. But anyways, I could go on about that, about how an American marketing strategy may not work for you as a Canadian fitness studio. I mean, just look at Zeller's, Target, etc. I don't want to name any of them, but just saying. Last thing that you should be doing for February is to keep the momentum by implementing a referral promo. So that could be referring and giving 2 weeks free, maybe 1 month free to the people that refer a person who signs up. Maybe a merchandise. It's up to you, whatever you want to run. But you need to be doing referral promos to keep the momentum at this point. And that way, you can capitalize on people's friends who haven't signed up yet. And for March, the next thing you want to do is obviously continue your ads, optimize them, do your SEO content for April. And March is definitely, or the third month, is where a lead starts to enter the nurture stage 2. What this is for January and February, you've kind of exhausted sending SMS and emails and contacting them a lot to the point where, okay, maybe these guys are not responding. So the stage 2 is definitely a little bit different in terms of messaging. So that's SMS and email campaigns. When we create those for you, this is when we start offering something a little bit more significant to try and convert them. And last but not the least is sending out a spring newsletter just to give prospect and members a chance to get to know your gym a little bit more, see what's going on, what's happening, and what has happened, or what are you going to do for the next few months that get them excited to keep working out at your gym and getting more referrals. Now for Q2, I don't know what happened to my slide here, but what it says is keep the momentum. So implementing some new and fun ideas to keep prospects engaged and make them feel like they should sign up before the summertime. And at the same time, Q2, which is April, May, and June, are basically your last push mid year because I know that it can be very financially hard during the slow months in terms of members coming in and people signing up. So, really capitalizing on this new year rush one last time before it goes away can go a long way. So, what I would do for Q2 starting April is get some new fresh ads. It's not new year anymore. People are most likely sick seeing your ad. So, you have to get something new. And my recommendation for that is running a 28-day challenge. This is because most people that didn't sign up for January, February, March are usually most likely is scared to be in contracts and don't want to stay for too long because they don't know if it will work for them. So running some sort of a 28-day challenge or something short term, even a 6 weeks or even 8 week challenge could help them get their feet wet at the gym again. So that way they can have a taste and feel of the gym again. At the same time, I would also again start doing your SEO content for the next month and continuing your lead nurture stage 2. And for May, I would continue the same ads, do SEO content for June, and then this is really where the lead nurture stage 3 sets in. And what that is just really making the lead that asked for information back in January feel like they're getting an offer that's too hard to pass. So that goes to the second or rather last information here, which is to implement a countdown promo. What that is running a promo where it ends at the end of May. So that could be that you're running your 28-day fitness challenge and this is the last time that they can have it or buy into it. Now for June. June is when it started to get really slow. So what I would do here is basically just pause ads at the end of the month. You can choose to keep running your ads if you'd like to, but just know that typically leads will cost about 1.5 times more than what you pay for, let's say, April and May. But regardless, I usually say just pause ads during this June, July, and August, and then focus more on reaching out to your old prospects. And that's a way to convert dead leads or basically dormant leads, I'd say, is by sending them a newsletter and maybe starting again a start summer fitness challenge program. So that could be like a 3 month program just to keep them in the loop, just to keep them engaged and keep them working out. June is basically when summer starts. So a lot of people feel bad about themselves here because they're not as fit as they want to be. So I would say that targeting those people that did not sign up and want to be fit while marketing the fact that June, July, and August will be a little bit of a slow month and not a lot of people will be working out at your gym may sound good to people who doesn't work out because there's not a lot of people there and they're not going to be self-conscious or feel less self-conscious. Now for the last few bits in here, I said Q3 to Q4 part 1. I'm saying part 1 here because it's actually going to be for 4 months. And the first 4 months of the last half of the year is very different to the last 2 months of the year. So for the next 4 months, it's actually very crucial because you have to have a very strong finish because this is going to be one of your last 2 very big push to make sure you have a good profit this year. And the first thing I would do is to focus in July here. What I would say is, again, recommend keep your ads paused, do more SEO content for August. So, and the key different thing in here is implement a buyback campaign. What is a buyback campaign? A buyback campaign is basically an offer or a big offer that you can do that you send to people that have canceled on your 28-day fitness challenge, your summer fitness challenge, or any short term contracts or any cancellations back then to kind of try to get them back into the gym. This is typically when you will lower down your rates a little bit just to get more people in, or maybe waiving your enrollment just to get more people into the door. Because July, August, it's going to be very slow. So that said, August, again, keep your ads paused, do SEO content for September, and then what I would do, two key different things in here are ramp up your buyback campaign. So double down on it. Whatever you were offering for July, maybe double it for August. So let's say, for example, for July, you did 50% off enrollment. Now for August, do 100% off enrollment. And the last thing that I want to mention here is sending out a back to school newsletter. Depending on which area you're in, this may not be as good, or your demographic, because some demographics of gyms are much older, some are younger, so this could be repurposed. So it's not a back to school newsletter, rather it's a back into routine newsletter for parents because now their kids are going back to school. So the goal for a newsletter here is really not to try and sell them something, but just to give some sort of a value that people can get through an email. So that way they can keep you in mind when it comes down to signing up in September. So for September, I would do some fresh ads just because it's a back to routine, back to school month. And so you can capitalize on that signing up again. Now, you're going to be very naturally busy again in September. Mind you, I do see that usually gyms don't get busy until the third week of September. But I would say start doing ads right after September starts. Do your SEO content for October. Now, again, with a fresh ad, also implement a new promo. And at the same time, I would do a fitness challenge newsletter. So, what is that fitness challenge newsletter? So, remember how you did some fitness challenges during the first few months of the year, including spring and summer? What I would do is I would do a shout out as to which people had the most success using your challenge. So that way you can ramp up more sign up and interest for your challenges in the future. And at the same time, again, a newsletter is not meant to sell people something. It's meant to show them that you're around and you're doing your job as a gym. Then for October, it's going to be very easy. Just continue your ads and at the same time do your SEO content for November, which this should keep your momentum up until the second part of Q4. So in the last part of Q4, as I said in here, Q4 part 2, the last 2 months are very crucial and are usually the worst for sales. So you have to be very strategical with marketing during these last 2 months. And how I would do that is starting November, I would number one, continue ads. I would do my SEO content for December. Number three, now you'll see something different here, which is implement a referral promo. So I did not say anything about, not too much about referral promos during the first few months of the year. Instead, you're going to be using referral promo at the end of the year. This is basically to capitalize on people who love coming to your gym for the whole year. And last but not the least, do a winter fitness challenge. So same thing as a summer fitness challenge or a 28-day challenge. You're going to focus more on a short-term fitness plan because no one wants to sign up for something so long during November and December. So that said, December, I would pause your ads again, do your SEO content for the next year, January, do a holiday newsletter, and lastly, I purposely skipped the implement a countdown promo because this is very important. What I would do with a countdown promo is during the first month of December, I would market a promo saying, hey, we're offering 1 month free only this month, no enrollment whatsoever, something big, or saying that, hey, your rates are going up next year, so you have to sign up just this month before it goes up next year. And December 31st is the last day that you can sign up for our rates, and then do a countdown until that ends, saying that you have to come here on December 31st if you want to sign up for the lower rates. What I forgot to mention here is when you do a countdown promo, also add a member appreciation day at the end of the year. So let's say, for example, you're countdown promo ends on December the 30th, then I would also do a member appreciation day on the 30th, which is the same day. Get some balloons going, some food, healthy of course, just to get them into the door. Now, I hope you guys like what you saw in here, but please before you go, just give me another 30 seconds just to tell you exactly what we do and how we can help. So number one is if you like what you see and you say, hey Mark, I want to get your guys' help, the first thing we would do is basically go on a discovery call. So this is when we'll do a call just to kind of see if we are a good fit. And number two, if we do like each other during discovery call, we'll do a strategy meeting for free, and that contains a full strategy, custom strategy just for you that we'll also send to you after. And if you do want us to implement all of the strategies, then we go through the onboarding stage. So depending on what you need and what you sign up for, obviously the pricing is going to be different, but our lowest price in here is basically $300 Canadian a month. And after a while, if you do end up working with us after a certain time, then we will go into something called maintenance or adaptive stage where we will do a little bit more better in your marketing and add a little more strategies in the future so they can have more profits. So to get started, please click the link in the description and book a strategy call with me today so we can help you have your best year yet. Bye for now.